moving on. So today we got mementos, and we're gonna get right into the replays, guys. We're gonna talk about this right now. So we're gonna go and show you first replay. So against Ancient Gears, they ended up going first, but to my surprise, there wasn't a whole lot. I'm thinking he was gonna go for Therion King Reglix, but he didn't. And one thing about mementos is we have like about 9 to 12 starters. Some cards need about 1.5, but in general 6 1-card starters with about 6 other 2s. So that's like 4 cards in general. So they have a total of like four starters, but multiply those, you get about 12, and this activates. And so we're able to, shuffle all back and summon Big Boy. But because he's not the only monster on the field, I can't attack everything, at least for now. But I did have the Cranium Burst, which, as you guys know, is a continual monster negate on the field once per chain. But he decides to ram into a 4,000 monster and proceeds to scoop. And we'll go. And now we were just playing up against Rescue Ace. So now he has the Ash Blossom. So he ashes me, but it doesn't look like his hand was really worth much anyway to begin with. So he goes Disparity, and I'm just like, yeah, we'll just negate that. We don't have to care about that. I didn't know he had something in his hand. So he decides to go ahead and summon this. Gets rid of this. So I don't know why he did that, because he basically gave me access to do what I wanted to. Once he did that, that allowed me to get this to get going, which I don't know why he didn't care to destroy that card. It seemed maybe more problematic, but I get another one of these on the field, and that is that. Also, I already have the hand trapped in hand, but he decides to use this. Ramming himself with not much of a choice. And as you can see, I already had the key mace, so I could discard it to quick effect, discard target while face on opponent controls, take control until the end phase. So they have multiple interruptions plus the Cranium Burst. And that is that. And so, also, we get to go against Scraps. And yeah, so Scraps, but this is Scraps, and like I said, this deck has like 12 starters, and the field spell plus the horse just pretty much means full combo. If you throw no face-up monsters other than memento monsters, special summon this card from your hand. Now, I don't know if that's a bug on this app or not, where you can special summon this card without even having any memento monsters, as long as you don't have any other monsters on the field. Because it really doesn't say that, unless that's like some kind of error in text, maybe. But if it isn't, then you can just special summon this in general, and then just activate it, and then that basically gives you several starters. But to say that if this does work, then that means the deck is like. And since I already had Cranium Burst in hand, if they do get rid of myself, I have Memento Bone back. I send Bone back to give me protection in case they have like a DD Crow or something in their hand at the end. So when I try to special summon him, I can swarm the field. So, because I can summon from my deck or my graveyard as many as I would need. And so, if that gets to activate, he scoops after that. So, that's one thing. And also, we get to go against the TGs. Now, I ended up going second here, not first. I only have super poly and two impermanents. Not really too much starters. Susha and Shigo, it doesn't really have any. It's 2-card starters, so something like a starter. But you need like other cards. So I end up negating the TG over Dragnir because he can special summon as many from the graveyard as they have in the grave. He didn't do anything else, I get to Extravagance, boom, Bone Party. You do need to play a significant amount. I only feel like you need 2 Bone Fiends, and basically only 2 of the Tictoles and 2 of the Bone Dragon. And you only need 2 because you just break on them. But as you can see, you can get all this stuff off of the field spell, and then you get to summon him back. And if you keep Fair Witch in the graveyard, you don't really care because you can just search it on your opponent's turn if they decide to do something. I decided to get Bone Party back. Pretty nice. And I have Cranium Burst set up. Cranium Burst would have worked here, but my guy has the Quick Play spell. So Cranium Burst, of course, would have definitely won the game there if he didn't have that. Hands down. He wouldn't have been able to do something. But I get this card gets to search me a hand trap. So now I have Mace and I can take control of my opponent's monster until the end phase. So he has no link arrows once I take control of this, so he can't summon anything. And he managed to summon this and this. I'm just like super poly that away into this, and that's really, really powerful. And I still have Bone back and Bone Party to top it all off. And I still had a Bone Party in my graveyard. And so we got, yeah. We also go up against Fire Kings. Now I made some mistakes here, and it's easy to mess up against like Fire Kings. This is a new deck with new support. I really didn't know anything that was going on when I was playing against this. Like, you know, this Sacred Fire King Garudix has a lot of spice to it. So I get a good hand, open up impermanence, go Fire King. You know, my Fair Witch gets to pop off. You can't do anything about that, but it's not even about that. It's just the simple fact that if he has this in his hand, it's very hard for you to play against this deck completely fairly. And yes, he's already searched it, so it wouldn't matter. Once they get this in their hand, it's very hard for Tictole with no protection to just attack into their monsters because they have so many cards they can go for. And they have the ferret, the fencing ferret, and they have Ognamazad, which can banish this guy straight up from the field. So they don't have much protection, but I was able to kind of deal with that getting destroyed by being able to special this from the graveyard off the field spell, and getting back a Bone Party, so the field spell can get multiple cards back. Activate there can be only one. He goes to try to destroy everything. I'm like, well, let me get a card back. Okay, this helps because now the field spell can activate off of your own, destroying your own card. So both of these decks are really nice. And think about it, we have a chained Fire Kings and Mementos now as these destruction-based decks are very cool, and also Ancient Gears as well are kind of a destruction-based deck. You know, you can destroy the field spell, and then they can pop off, and they have other cards that destroy and pop and then summon anyway. As well as I believe Manadiums. But here we go, shuffle back. I didn't get to use Bone Party, unfortunately, because most of the times I never did have it. If I did, as you can see, he destroyed everything. I would have been able to use it. But he put on so much damage, and we decided to let Memento Cranium get destroyed. This is why Bone back seemingly isn't good, but seemingly is very good, because if you have multiples in your deck, you'll be able to resolve it a lot more. Given what kind of format we're headed into, you should be able to resolve that card a lot more. So here's the deck list. And like I said, you really only want to play 2 Memento Goblins and only 2 Talikas. We really versus playing 3 of this. If they banish one, you at least got a second. If they banish 2, I don't know what to tell you. It would seem as though 3 would be really good because obviously if they banish 2, then I mean at that point they're owning you in the game. But I mean I guess you're not winning fast enough with enough consistency. And so like I said, the deck basically has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then almost like 12 starters plus the field spell, if you want to count the field spell as a starter. So with this deck specifically, I don't run 3 field spells, so you can say it's a little bit less, but I do have Extravagance to help me grind into those a little bit faster. But that almost gives you like 12 starters. So the deck is pretty consistent across the board, and we just mainly Pure could still be just as powerful. And Memento Fracture Dance is like a trap version of Memento of like Horned Dragon. So you get that, and then it has that nice little additional ability, which I did get to use. I just didn't get to use the Memento Bone Back ability or the secondary ability if they try to move a card out of my graveyard. Sort of like Necro Valley. Like you can't move anything, but if you try to move anything from here, then I get to like swarm the field. I believe, yeah, you get to swarm the field from your hand and or deck. So if they take one, you get to take a bunch from your deck and then just as many as you want. Yeah, like you get to special summon as many as you want. They have like fives. They special summon like five different ones. So they got five different mementos on your field. You could definitely go into your extra deck with this. So it's definitely something to say like, well, maybe Super Poly won't be as good because if somebody tries to mess with my extra deck and I summon like five mementos, just got five mementos on the field to do what I want. And the field spell has good recovery, also being able to get back, help facilitate your combo and give you a grind game. Not only getting back your your spells and your traps, but also being able to get back your monsters even on your opponent's turns if they're destroyed. It just says momentum monster. If your momentum monster battles, your opponent can activate spell trap cards until the end of the damage step. Also, additional bonus effects. If your monster control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of them. And it doesn't even have to be a momentum monster. You read that. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of them. Special one momentum monster with low from your hand or graveyard. So one thing this card does work with is bringing back big memento monsters. Yeah. It can bring back some lower level memento monsters just off of like any monster you control that was destroyed by battle or by core card effect. Even if it was its own. This includes like things like the Fire King monsters or other archetypes like Unchained where it means you can get back mementos technically have they could potentially have some synergy with some of these other archetypes. But one thing is one card does come to mind is Abominable Unchained Soul, which you can actually use in this deck very easily because this card can sell itself very easily as a 3,000 beater, which could in turn help you if you do clear your opponent's board to then attack directly for 8,000 because they don't have anything right now. Maybe they'll get an additional monster or be able to increase Memento Horn Dragon's attack stat in order for you to attack for game. But as of right now, the most you can do is kind of grind it out and then have it's more like a control based deck rather than an OTK deck. So right now there really is nothing. Even though Abominable Unchained Soul can be used as an interruption on your opponent's turn, you do have to discard for this, which is not exactly the best thing ever. It's either between having that or Super Poly. So there's the options with that deck. Pretty good deck. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, man. Millennium Apple has delivered another saucy deck profile. Pretty straight to the point, man, but you can also add many additional cards since it's the destruction based deck. So, man, y'all let me know, man. Do you prefer pure or do you want to have more cards that can help you going second? Alright, man. I'm out.